Hey guys, welcome back to the Smokestack Diesel channel. Today we've got a 2008 Range Rover. Gonna be doing a brake job, front and rear brake job on it. So not too difficult, but give you a little video here, show you if you had any questions or something like that. Hopefully we can help you out with it. So we'll go ahead and get the lift under it, get it in the air. Overall, the pads and the rotors are not in terrible shape on this one, which is kind of what you want to do. You want to change it before they get bad. This one does have a pretty good groove right here, and I'm guessing a rock or something's got in it, and it got stuck in it at some point. It's probably making some squeaking noise, which has prompted the customer to want to go ahead and just change everything out. So we're going to do this where we don't try not to bleed the system. We're going to do this with like a bleedless way, to where we can just spread the caliper and put the pads back in it without doing any kind of bleeding. So on the calipers, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to spread this brake pad off of the rotor up here. So we're going to put the screwdriver in the top up here, and we're going to be pushing on this little wing, pushing the side of it just like that with the screwdriver to kind of open it up. So our screwdriver is touching the rotor on the inside, and we're pushing against that blade. See it move right there? So what we're doing is we're just kind of spreading that out like that, just so we can get the caliper off a little easier. Just like so. You know, hit all four corners on it like that. So that's giving us some room now. Like I can put my screwdriver in between it and the pad. You can work it kind of like, you know, if you're not saving the rotor or anything like that, get it all pushed back as far as you can. That way you can also put the new pads in a lot easier. That way we don't have to collapse the caliper. So now that we got that done, we're going to go ahead and work on getting the caliper off. So we're going to be knocking these two pins out right here. So this is the new replacement pin right here. This is what the pins look like. So basically the pin is sitting in it just like that. We're going to tap, 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 push it out right there. It'll fall out, that's fine. And then the brake pads will literally slide right out of it. So if you're not changing your rotor, you can just do this part of it right here, then put everything back together and you're good to go. So you'll need a little punch, something very small that can fit in the end right here. Just like so. And you'll see, pop that right there. And level of difficulty on this depends on how old these brakes are and how long they've been on there and how much soot or how much brake dust is built up on these. You can also take a brush and scrub it real quick on the inside to knock some of that off. These brakes have not been on there that long, so they're not terrible. So I just went ahead and just knocked them through. Take out your keeper piece. Work your bottom pin through like so. And you reach in and just slide your pad out, just like that. Now, if you're, just like I said, putting pads back on it, all you do is take your new pads, slide them right back in like that, and you go through the process and slide it right, put the pins back in it, coming from the inner of the vehicle toward the outside of the tire, and then you're done. We're gonna be doing rotors too, so we're gonna continue on. All right, now we're on to the caliper. It's a little easy if you get the wheel turned towards you to get to these back caliper bolts. So we're gonna have two of them. You're gonna have one right here, and you're gonna have one right up here. You can see it right there. All right, they're gonna be 21 millimeter, 12 mil, 12-point socket. So meaning, if you notice my socket, see all the different little stars it looks like it's got around it, how it is, that's a 12-point. So it'll be a 12-point socket to get these off. They should be on there snug, but they shouldn't be on there Gorilla Tight or anything like that. caliper kind of setting off to the side. Next thing we've got is the hold down bolt. Now, this one here is supposed to be a T50, a Torx 50, but someone has beat the crap out of it. So I was able, they sliced it to kind of make it like a flathead. So I was able to hit it with a punch a few times and kind of get it to turn a little bit like so with a big screwdriver. But definitely not how it should be. But this part isn't 100% necessary anyway. You can run it without it. It just helps keep your rotor flush like this while you're putting everything together. That's the only thing it does. But if you look, someone has definitely done some work on that one, but we got it out. We got our new rotor we're gonna slide on. Just like so, and we'll go ahead and line it up and get our hold down bolt back in there. All right, got our new pads. We're just gonna slide them right in. And then with our new hardware bolts coming from the back side and kind of get them started. Like so. We're gonna go ahead and put our front pad in. Get that in place. Go ahead and tap that. Get it lined up. Okay. Now you'll take this, the spring piece right here, and with the rivet side out, right here's the rivet out, so your little arms are in like so. All right, it's going to go directly in like so, and it should have some pretty good tension on it to push it down in there. So we're going to push it down, slide our other pin across. Get it started and line it up. And there we go. We got our new pads in. Keepers on there nice and solid. Got our rotor on, ready to go. So that's the front. And we didn't have to break any of the hydraulic loose on it, or the brake fluid loose. We don't have to drain any brake fluid or anything. So now all we got to do is go to the next wheel and continue the job. But we don't have to bleed any brake fluid. All right, now we're on to the back. Same thing, a little bit smaller. This one here has also got our caliper keeper in it here. It's gonna be a T50, and this will rotate. So take you a screwdriver and stick it in between here where it hits in between the fins. Make sure that screwdriver catches. There it is. All right. I like that. That came out nice and easy. Sometimes you got to literally fight these or drill them out to get them out. That one actually worked like it was supposed to. All right, so on this one here, we're going to be doing the same thing as the front, as in trying to get this pad off of the rotor. So kind of come in right there till it stops and rotate that screwdriver over like so, and just pull back on it like that. See we got that loose right there. Now, this is very difficult for me to show you. Get in between the pad right here and the rotor. We're gonna do it again. Squeeze it all the way. That way now we got that caliper completely opened up now, so it can take the new brake pads and everything. So next thing we're gonna do is take out the caliper bolts back here. and both of them are spinning. No big deal. We just need to get a wrench on the inside here, and I'll go show you what size that is. All right, so if the bolts spin, you can grab a hold of the nut on this side right here and keep it from spinning. It's a 15 millimeter. Trick is, it's a very narrow 15 millimeter. So you can tell I've had to grind down this bolt. This wrench is specially used for that. Depending on the brand of wrench, some of the wrenches are thinner this way and they'll fit in there, but all the ones I have are too fat. So this one right here, I had to grind down, but I just keep it for this purpose specifically. And then you can turn it out just like so. Once you get the top and bottom bolt out, all you do is simply take the caliper and just set it to the side for now. It can just sit right there. All right, the next thing we're going to take out is the bracket bolts. All right, we got two 15 millimeter bracket bolts. And once again, it's going to be that, there we go, that 12 point. Slide your brake bracket off. With the old rotor, sometimes they stick on there a little bit because of the e-brake on the backside. If they get rust in between here, they'll stick on there. So just tap it in the centers right along here. Don't hit your threads or your studs here. Just kind of tap it around here. Break that rust loose in it. Just like so. Right, we got the new rotor. Slide it back on. There we go. Lined up with our keeper hole here. So make sure it goes all the way back, sits just like so. And then we'll go ahead and put our rotor keeper back on. All right, we got our new pads, our new hardware. We're gonna go ahead and pop out our old ones. Pretty easy. Next thing I like to check is make sure you got movement. Really good smooth movement right here in your caliper and your slides. If those slides are locked up, they will definitely cause an issue with your brake wear and braking. You gotta do push down like so, pop them out. Like to clean it up a little bit. Just pay attention to, of course, how you took them off. But your piece is going to sit just like this. Snap in just like so. If you do one at a time, makes it a lot easier. That way you don't have to worry about, did I get it right? Did I pull, put it in backwards? Just do one at a time. Okay. So, this has got some little bit of grease with it. There it is. So all we're going to do is just kind of just grease the ears on it a little bit, just around the ears where it slides. Something like that right there. Just a little bit around where it slides. All right, you kind of just lay it sideways into it, and kind of ratchet it up just like so. And that is ready to go ahead and bolt onto our truck. All right, we've got our caliper with our new pads in it. Let's slide it in. All right, now you're ready to put the caliper back on. and that we've already squeezed that caliper and got a nice big opening right there. Look at that, slides right in. So by doing that, again, just like the front, we have not done anything to our hydraulic system, meaning opening our hydraulic system, to where we have to do any type of bleeding to our hydraulic system. So basically, you'll now go to the other side, do your other side. Once you get all your brakes done, your tires back on, the biggest thing you better do is pump the brakes till you get brakes in your truck. Because now you've got your calipers squished, you know, open up everywhere. It takes about 3 to 5 pumps to get you some brake going. As what'll happen is you'll put the brake on, put it in gear to back up or pull away, and when you realize that you haven't pumped the brakes, you're not gonna have brakes for a minute until you slide them to the floor a few times. So go ahead, pump your brakes, get them good and tight, and you guys are ready to go. So now we're gonna go ahead and get this tightened up, get the wheels and everything back on it, get it set back on the ground, and should be about done. All right, we got the truck back on the ground. Got all the wheels put back on it. So we'll go in here and I'll kind of show you this brake here. If you can see, I'm all the way to the floor. So what you want to do is just pump it up. There we go, I'm getting pedal there. All right, that feels really good right there. So we're gonna go ahead and check the brake fluid too. Anytime we do some brakes, we need to check that brake fluid. Okay, on this vehicle here, the brake booster's gonna be back in here, so pop those off, take it off. Let's check the fluid right at the top. I mean, it's right there at the top. Because once again, we didn't break the system loose, so we're ready to go. We don't have to bleed anything. We don't have to do anything. We're ready to drive this thing off and go on to the next project. Well, we're done with this one. I really appreciate you for sitting back and watching it. If you got any questions, I'll try to help you out as much as I can on it. Once again, if you would, subscribe, like the videos, and we'll have some more coming to you. Thank you.